Hello. This is just going to be a quick video demonstrating general idea of how to do this form validation. So first things first, I made a lot of changes to the project, so you're going to want to run git pull and then run yarn to update all the packages. Mine are already up to date, so I'm not going to do that. And then you run yarn start or npm start, whichever one you use, to show the project in the browser, right? So, um, let's take a look at the documentation here. I sent you this link already. Scroll down to form validation. You can see the same thing. Let's take a look at how they do this green text and how they do this red text. For the green, you'll notice here, sweet, that name is available. They have an input tag, which is this text box here, and it looks like they use the valid variable to indicate that it will be green. And similarly, they have a form feedback tag, which looks to be this text here. And again, that value is valid, indicating that it is green. And presumably that it'll only show up if the input is valid. Similar thing with the invalid. It's down here. The input is invalid, and we have a form feedback to go with it. So we actually already use input. All this is in login handler, by the way, which is, let's see, it's in src components login handler. So we actually have inputs already. They are text fields. This one is for email. This one is for, oh, actually there's a lot, but right, this one is the actual one for email. This one is for password, and this one shows up conditionally. It's for confirming your password, and you can see them here. So let's just try out what happens when we type valid for email. You see the box is green, and similarly invalid should make it red, and it does. So let's remove those. We're gonna want form feedback, right? So let's import it first up here. Type in form feedback, and then let's just add it to this email field down here. We add a form feedback. Let's just put this email is valid. Right, and this will only show up. We want this to show up when input is valid, so we put valid here. And it says this email is valid. Now, how do we make this only valid sometimes? Valid here. I wonder if this documentation shows it. Yeah, valid is a boolean actually. See, it says applied the is valid class when true, does nothing when false. Same with invalid. So by just typing valid, we're really saying valid equals true. And similarly, if we do valid equals false, you see the green box is gone. So we just want to set valid equal to true, or equal to false, right? Whenever we want it to be true or false. So we already have a check for valid email function up here. So for input valid, we just want it to be equal to check for valid email. We pass in an email variable, which is just email. And this will conditionally only be valid when check for valid email is valid. So like right now it's valid. But if I remove some of this, you'll see it's no longer a valid email. Now let's do something similar for invalid. It should be conditionally true only when check for valid email is false, right? That makes sense. And let's make another form feedback that's just this but invalid. And we'll see this email is invalid. except when we make it a valid email, like so. So yeah, similarly, we can do this for password and confirm password. There is a check for valid password function, check for strong password. That's what it's called. You just pass in password. Yeah, hopefully that made sense.